Well, the NFL Combine is mercifully over. By the way, hand size, everybody, they all passed the hand size test, the quarterbacks. You had to be at least 9 inches from one end to the other. Everybody's in there, so they like their hands. You know, the big debate on whether Sam Darnold threw or not in the quarterback contest, it wasn't that big a deal to me, but as I wrote this past Sunday in the Plain Dealer, I was concerned in general about this love for Darnold because this is a guy who led all of Division I in fumbles. He lost 8 fumbles. And in some ways, losing a fumble as a quarterback is worse than an interception. Here's why. Because and you throw a long interception down the field, if it's a long pass, it could almost be like a punt. You've heaved it down there 40 or 50 yards, the guy picks it off, unless he runs it way back. At least you gain some yardage. But just about always when a quarterback fumbles the ball, what he is dropping back to pass, now he's 5 to 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, his arm's back there, they knock it loose, so they are gaining ground on you by picking it off right off the ground or just falling on it. And Darnold, you add up his interceptions and his fumble, he turned the ball over more than 20 times for USC. That bothers me. And he talked about it there. I'm learning how to protect the ball more, whatever. It just, by the way, none of the other quarterbacks are even close to those numbers that we're talking about. Not Josh Allen, not Baker-Mayfield, not Josh Rosen. Now, Darnold, for whatever reason, it's not the beginning or end of the world, but didn't throw at the Combine. By the way, the last kind of big-name quarterbacks to not throw at the Combine were Johnny Manziel and Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not sure why. Bridgewater, I thought, had some sort of injury. Johnny just didn't want to. So then they threw, quote, at their pro days. I mean, you know, look, you're throwing against air and everything else. But I just thought that's strange that Darnold didn't do that. But my more, again, to circle back, the turnovers are what concerned me with Darnold. You know, I think the guy who probably helped himself a lot at the Combine was not Baker-Mayfield, who said, I'm the guy to turn the Browns around. I'll say this, he gets the confidence vote. And I'm not falling into Baker-Mayfield's another Johnny Manziel, but I just have trouble embracing him quite a bit. But really, the guy that I thought helped himself the most wasn't even a quarterback. It was Saquon Barkley, the running back from Penn State. By the way, he bench pressed 225 pounds more times than Joe Thomas did at the Combine. Think about that. You know, he ran the 4.40. He high jumped. I mean, he did all that stuff. Now, if there wasn't production behind it, then we would just say, well, he's Mr. Workout, Mr. Combine. But he was a brilliant running back at Penn State. And so I'm sitting there, and I have to admit, I hadn't been in this camp before, but I'm starting to think, I'm not taking Barkley at number 1. But at number 4, suppose the Browns even trade up a notch to get up to number 3, and they got all kinds of ammunition to do that. You know, I'd be tempted to do it if I were them. Over the last 3 years, and I'm tired of this, the Cleveland Browns have had the worst offense in terms of scoring in the NFL. See, that's the other problem with watching the Browns. There are so many. It's not just that they're bad, but at least if they lost like 35 to 28 in some of these high-scoring games, it'd be fun to watch. But it just seems like, you know, them getting into the end zone is about as hard as Congress passing a bill. It's like there's all kinds of bickering and everything. They can never seem to get organized enough to even reach the end zone. And just when they get near the end zone, remember the Browns did lead the all of NFL in red zone turnovers. So in other words, just when they get close, they give the ball away. And I think that actually maybe is why the Darnold turnover thing makes me a little nervous too. So the Combine's over. To me, the winner was Barkley, not simply because he worked out so well, but it backed up all his performance at Penn State. I thought really one of the losers was Darnold, simply because he didn't throw for whatever reason when all the other quarterbacks did. Now, it doesn't prevent anybody from drafting him, but you just kind of wonder why. And he didn't offer much of an explanation other than I'll throw out my pro day. Josh Allen, by the way, showed he has an extremely strong arm, and was good there. And Josh Rosen is a polished quarterback, and that's kind of how he looks. So that's a wrap-up of the Combine with Barkley as your winner.